Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Shinmai Renkinjutsushi no Tenpo Keiei. Yeah. The Management of Novice Alchemist, episode 8. Episode 8, yeah, because episode 9 came out today, and I'm an episode late, so it is indeed episode 8, but I'm just going to double check that. Indeed, it is episode 8, which means that today on YouTube, episode 7 will be releasing, and this episode 8 is gonna be up on Patreon in the $1 tier, and that's probably how I'm gonna continue with this series. Or maybe if I catch up fully, then I'll release multiple videos a week. I don't know. We'll see all about that. But yeah, check out my Patreon if the next one is on Patreon. If it's gonna be on Patreon, then it's gonna be in the $1 tier. So just something to be aware of. What else is there before we begin? Right, I'm recording this video as an experiment before I actually go to work. After work, I just don't have the capacity, the strength, the sanity to do that. So I just woke up super early, went to sleep super early, woke up super early, and I'm recording it before work. Haven't had my coffee yet. I, in fact, have it here. So we'll see how that works. That's a lot of foam. We'll see how it works. If it works, I might continue doing things this way. If it doesn't, oh well, I'm gonna continue wallowing in misery, because what else is left there to do, right? But enough about that, enough about my issues. Let's start talking about the anime, because that's what we are here for. We are here for the adventures of Sarasa. The previous episode was... I'm not sure what to think of it and what to say of it. The previous episode was essentially just a singular issue. The issue of Sarasa's pendant being torn off the chain. That's essentially it. That was the conflict, the issue of that previous episode. Sending it to her master. Not even sending that. Initially, she just wanted to send a letter asking her for help with creating a new chain. But by accident, of course, she also sent the pendant. That pendant fried the magic circle, which I guess adds to the legitimacy of the claim that it's a limiter to Sarasa, because I believe it destroyed the circle by essentially sapping all the energy from it and completely burning it out. I'm not sure though. But we got to learn about some of those, maybe not mechanics, but some more details. It was very world building episode, I guess you could say, because we got to see Sarasa's past, how she met her master, how she got the pendant, what she's actually capable of, right? Just how strong she is. We had a chance to learn a little bit more about her master and about herself, of course. What kind of people they are. That Sarasa is very not proudful, but she's the kind of a character who doesn't want to ask for help, who wants to do everything herself, despite people around her willing to help her. Or at least that's the way with her master, because she does take help from other people, just not her. Which I guess makes sense. She wants to show up. She wants to show just how grown up she is, just how independent she is, that her master's trust and her getting her this alchemist cottage weren't for naught, that she deserves them, that she can make it out on her own, and things like that. But her master is always there for her, and she's always going to help her, because she's her apprentice, and that's what you do to your apprentices. You help them if they need help. Simple as. So that was a little bit of a character growth arc, mini arc, I guess, for Sarasa. And yeah, that's essentially what we got from that episode. A bit of a backstory, a bit of character growth, and a bit of, oh, this pendant is important, it can burn out the circle, and oh, a circle can be destroyed, which seems kinda sorta like Chekhov's gun, but I'm not sure how it would come into play, should it come into play. And of course, one more thing, that nobody ever has apparently attempted to send living beings through the teleportation circles, which strikes me as extremely odd. Why would they not do that? I don't know. Is it a taboo, or what's the deal there? Maybe we're gonna learn about it in the future. Maybe it's gonna become a Chekhov's gun. And foreshadowing. I'm overusing the term Chekhov's gun. I'm just gonna call it foreshadowing. Foreshadowing that they will have to send someone living through the teleportation circle, and what's going to happen? Or maybe someone's gonna be sent by accident, or any number of other things might occur. Anything else? I don't think so. I think we covered everything that happened in the previous episode. As I mentioned, there wasn't all that much to cover in the first place. So how about we just watch this one, right? You're gonna need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on. And I'm gonna have to ask you for your support, monetary Patreon throne, or non-monetary share my account and spread the word, costs nothing, helps the channel a lot. And with that out of the way, we can start watching episode 8 of Management of a Novice Alchemist in 3, 2, 1, go. Ice. Is she transmuting ice cream or something? Shaved ice? Shaved ice. Okay. We're gonna add some syrup. Indeed. You don't really need alchemy to do that, but my bet is on the blue one getting brain freeze, because she's always the butt of every joke. Or everybody's going to get a brain freeze. Sarasa, you devil. Because the veins in your the holes in your skull, I forgot what they're called, they shrink, and that causes pain, if I'm not mistaken. You're gonna need her help or something? Subjugating a monster or something along those lines? Creating new equipment? Or maybe they found something that she could use. Who knows? Could be either. I got way into the habit of theorizing over everything, so I'm now even trying to create theories. Oh, what do they want from her? We're gonna see that after the opening ends. Why do I have to be this way? uh, Also, a complete side note, but as I'm recording this episode, Atelier Riza collab is going on in Azure Lane. Never played any of the Atelier games, but I'm honestly considering getting Atelier Riza. It's even on sale right now, so I don't know, I just might. But then again, I don't have the time to play games that I'm obliged to play, let alone just play games like that and record them or stream them or whatever. Okay, Frostfang Bad Genocide. Ooh, competition. Hmm, yeah. I mean, it does make perfect sense. Bandits? No, mysterious hooded figures. Bandits, okay. I thought it's some sort of a cult maybe or something, but no, it's just regular bandits. Sarasa got the killer shadow on her eyes. Could it be that he has some ways to transfer materials to the capital easier? Or yeah, sure. Yep, indeed. And drive the prices higher. He's probably working with them. Maybe, I don't know, sending them in some caravan, selling them, sending them in a caravan, then bandits attack the caravan, bring the loot back, and get a share of the profit? Could be. That's why he chose a remote village like that. Oh, struck a nerve. Ooh, okay. So now seeing bandits just wandering around the village doesn't seem fine by Sarasa. Sarasa also lost her parents to bandits, so it's like a double grudge. My parents were killed by bandits, my parents in law were killed by bandits. I mean, yeah, that seems prudent. We can just kill them. At a girl. Start by talking? Or sure. Then you're gonna be in the red. Yeah, it's not just the price of the item, it's the price of all the failures included in it. Watch her screw up. Oh, did they not know? Yeah, she even came over. If she's such a celebrity, do they not know her face? Not her face, apparently, though. Yeah, drink some chamomile and settle down. Sure. Oversupply him, essentially. Or he can just stop buying. Also, bad genocide. Are you sure you're not, like, destroying the supply for the future? Yep. Here comes the grudge. Here comes the grudge against bandits. Hmm. Uh, that was to be expected. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, very much so. That's a lot. What's your angle, dude? Okay, but why? Because he has a grudge against Ophelia? So attacking the apprentice seems like the way to go? An enemy of her parents back when they were alive? I have no clue. And what is that? The bag repellent hat? Also, Hero Sarasa. Novicisa. Sure, why not? You stand out very much. I mean, yeah, killing those bats doesn't seem that hard, so. Sure, you're not having fun at all. They were alchemists. I mean, it's something you can both bond over. Okay, what's the deal with that merchant, though? Yeah, now that question seems even more relevant than ever. In the town? Yeah, with South Straug. There's the shady guy and her friend. Yeah. Okay, character growth. She's asking for help. There we go. I mean, alchemy could probably do that. Or am I? Oh, that's interesting. Transformation potions. Sure, makes sense, but it leaves us that little bit of a hook that, hey, if need be, she can change how she looks. Okay, so that's her weakness. Getting praised. There is still another alchemist still in South Straug, though. That shady guy. Who is she? I guess a helper at the shop, a clerk? Okay, is it just a well-established in-world fact that every alchemist has a lesbian lover who runs the store for them? Because it seems to be. Probably not. Oh, surprising. Oh, a play on greedy. Probably has an alchemist who makes it for them. Who makes them for him. Similar. Oh, and he wants to bring Sarasa into debt. Yeah, so that she also works for him. But what he's doing is not illegal. Yeah, that's always the worst to deal with. My bet is he wanted to do the same thing to Sarasa's parents, and they were killed in the process. Or maybe not. Yeah? What you gonna do about it, though? Okay? Hold on to that anger, and unleash it in the proper direction. Running around at the speed of sound. You chose poorly. I don't think they did, no. Yeah. I mean, hey, living the dream, right? That's what matters. Okay, here we are, reminded that this world isn't all sunshine and rainbows. She's gonna give you a sandwich. A knuckle sandwich. To kill them. Should have used some AoE spell. Not enough blood. Strike. Okay, now finish them off. The merchant, she already knows. Yeah, so just dispose of them quietly. Get some ingredients out of them. Human eyes, livers. Probably. I mean, she's not incorrect. Why let them go and take their gold if you can just kill them and take their gold regardless? And some human body parts for an alchemical ingredients. New brand of cooling hats made with special leather. Rimworld style. Yeah, the sooner the better. Nope. I can get them for free. Probably. From the hooded figures. 3 gold coins. Yeah, they're everywhere now. Hmm. Or if he borrowed from some nasty people, probably laying somewhere in a ditch. What's that face? Now she gets to exploit them. Also, I love how her cups look like an alchemical cauldron. Everybody else just has cylindrical mugs, and she has a cauldron looking cap. Okay, and she's still in the green. She didn't go in the red, as we saw in the final frames. Okay, we know that when those lyrics, those this text rolls by, that means there's no after credits scene. So we can safely just watch it again. Shall we? Okay, making shaved ice, giving them brain freeze. Yeah, brain freeze is caused by what's it called? Let me do a quick Google Translate. Sinuses. Yeah, it's caused by the blood vessels in your sinuses shrinking, and that causes pain. If I'm not mistaken, I very well might be. I fully believe that it's just Iris, the blue one, that it's just she that's gonna get the brain freeze because she's always super greedy with her food and she's the butt of every joke. But no, this time it was just Sarasa playing a joke on everybody. Interesting change of pace, I guess. Or maybe all of the cups are shaped like cauldrons. It's just in a far off shot. They seem cylindrical because they can't be asked to draw the shape. A merchant gathering old Frostfang. Frostfang Bad Fangs. Dealing with bandits. Dealing with bandits, why? I wonder. Is it because he borrowed money from someone who hires bandits? Or did he hire bandits as an additional way to put pressure on those alchemists? I think it might be the latter. Yeah, I think that's it's the latter. When you account for the transport cost, it would definitely put you in the red. What if that merchant needs to gather fangs by whatever means possible? Yeah, plenty of scenarios why he might need to do that. But none of that explains bandits, of course. Grudge, why? We don't know. And it's not a grudge. That much we do know. Someone else out here making a profit of those fangs. Loria's father, sure. He's increasing the stock of items he handles. He could be attacked by bandits, sure. Okay, it's not Loria's parents who were killed by bandits, it's her grandparents. I made a mistake during the course of this episode. Yeah, stop heading to town, and we get flashbacks to Sarasa losing her parents to bandits. And something that we've already learned in one of the previous episodes is that not just the price, it's not just the price of the item that's included in the final price, it's also the price of all the failures. Like if something you make costs, I don't know, 5,000 to make, and you sell it for 6,000, but only 50% of them are successful, then you start selling them for 11,000 or 12,000 to make up for the cost of the lost ingredients and of the lost synthesizations. Synthesizations? To synthesize? Alchemical crafting. For the cost of alchemical crafting. I'm Ophelia Millis's apprentice, and Ophelia Millis is apparently a celebrity, and apparently her eyebrows are poorly cut out PNGs because there are like white borders around them. Same goes for her eyelashes. Yeah, why are there so many like random white pixels? Like, I get used to the line work in this show being like super thin, essentially just pixel wide and very tessellated, but it's the first time I noticed those tiny little, like, you can see, even on this preview, even on the small preview, you see the bits of white around there. That's not great. That's not great. Very much not great. Yeah, she was Philia Millis. She's super special, super famous, but somehow nobody knows her face. Although I guess it would make sense in the context of the world they live in. Right, you can know someone's name, you can know someone's achievements through the grapevine, or through some tales you hear at a tavern, or by buying their book or whatever, but they don't exactly have TV, they don't exactly have the internet, I'm not sure they even have anything close to like photographs. So the closest they would see is like a sketch, maybe, or a painting, if that. And they don't strike me as people who would visit art galleries. So I guess it does make sense why they wouldn't know her face, but they would know her name and her achievements and her fame. A race to see if the far-flung bats in the caves run out first. I have a business rivals all around. And yeah, his plan is essentially to drive Sarasa into debt, but he doesn't know that Sarasa is a tough nut to crack. He's headed out by carriage numerous times in the past few days. Finances starting to run out. Yeah, he's probably going out by the carriage to borrow more and more and more and more money because he's running out. We can sell them in the whatever town, South Strode. Interesting tidbit. If I felt like it, I could always use potions to do something about my figure. I'm trying to look for foreshadowing everywhere, and I might be looking way too deep into that, but it does seem like foreshadowing. It does seem like establishing the fact before it needs some use, right? Perhaps in the next episode, perhaps in two episodes, perhaps in the finale, she will need to sneak in somewhere and she will alter her appearance with potions. She will make her hair longer and black, and she will alter her figure and give herself a couple of centimeters in height, and nobody's gonna recognize her. It very much feels like something that's mentioned because it's gonna be relevant. I have no intention of unnaturally changing this body my parents left me. Though, genuinely, like, it feels like it's... no, wrong. Uh, I understand where she's coming from. I haven't seen many, like, mementos that she would have from her parents, so her body is essentially the ultimate memento that they left her. So it makes sense that she would revere it so much. Especially since she doesn't even have that many memories. It feels embarrassing getting praised like that. Another couple at an alchemist shop, the headstrong, tomboyish alchemist, and the gentle, caring, motherly caretaker of the shop, who also happens to be essentially the caretaker of the alchemist. It's like the third time we see this dynamic with Ophelia and her... I forgot her name, with Ophelia and her wife, with those two, with Sarasa and Loria. Is it a requirement by the alchemical board of directors or whatever to have that sort of a dynamic, that sort of a situation at every alchemical store? I don't know, but I'm not complaining. Nora. If I'm not careful, Nora will skip lunch all the time. Yeah, it very much feels like all those clerics at those stores are there to not just take care of the store, but also take care of the alchemist who runs it. He runs a shop here in the town called the Dilly Company. Greedily. There's a lot of wordplay and a lot of puns in this episode. No, Novicessa, the name of Sarasa's alter ego, Greedily, being the name of this merchant. And from what I could hear from Japanese, it was also mostly puns. In the same vein, so the translation is like correct. It's not just English translator having some fun with the source material. It's a big ass shop. That's a fucking mosque, not a shop. They deal in ingredients and artifacts and potions, but who makes them for him? Essentially debt slaves. That's essentially who they are. Alchemists who owe him a debt of work it off under him. Kind of like what Sarasa did with those two, whose name I can never remember, with the green one and the blue one, right? Although she didn't like drive them into debt, they incurred that debt, and they're in much better position seemingly than just churning out potions for a greedy merchant, but fairly similar. It's just the degree of exploitation is different. And the malice in what he is doing, malice and greed, right? Sarasa did it because she genuinely helped them, and that's the cost of help, so hey, suck it up. Meanwhile, he is actively going out of his way to create more debtors. Greer hires bandits, even sometimes has them attack people. Yeah, bad target you have chosen. Can never forgive bandits because they go and steal away. You turn a blind eye towards them, make sure you remember this, Sarasa. When you see them, kill them. I would be interested in hearing how did this fight go in the source material? Because when it comes to monsters, this show didn't seem to shy away from showing blood and Sarasa ripping out the eyeballs and even one of her friends. It was I think it was Iris or the other one. I can't remember anymore. Lost an arm, right? So it doesn't stray from those kinds of topics. But this fight was very very Arknights. Very Arknights. The Arknights the show. It strays from showing any sort of blood, any sort of bruising, any sort of damage. Yeah. At least compared to Arknights, we have the attacks connect. Although not really. She just sliced at the air for all we know, and they fell over without any, like, even a drop of blood on them. This guy was just thrown around comically. This dude got force bullet. Yeah, it's very ambiguous. Are they dead? Are they not dead? Have they just been incapacitated? Have they been killed? What's exactly going on with them? I wonder how it went in the source material, is what I'm trying to say. Did she actually, like, outright kill them? Or has it also been kept ambiguous? Or was it the usual, oh, I beat them up with my super sharp sword and with fireballs, and oh no, no worries, they are just, incapacitated. I tied them up and gave them off to the guards. Or how did it go? Because this is very ambiguous. Can you imagine your testimony will be any use in catching that merchant? Yeah, we'll give you all our cash. If I defeat you, it will be mine regardless. I love it. I love it. If I defeat you, it will be mine regardless. It's something that very often is present in anime, mangas, books, and other sources of media, where, oh, I'm going to give you everything I have. Just spare me. well, if I don't spare you, I can still take everything you have, so give me some more incentive, essentially, and that's what Sarasa is saying here. She said defeat, though. And now she's standing all somber on an empty battlefield with a crater behind her, and no bandits in sight. Were they vaporized? Did they run? Were they killed and the corpses are laying around, or what happened to them? Or did Sarasa already cast a spell to dismember them and put them in her storage to use as alchemical ingredients? I don't know. I don't know. Very ambiguous, very vague. So we do get those themes of like death and bodily harm and blood and gore, but there is a limit to that. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Then again, many other shows who also tend to show some of those more, I guess, hardcore visuals, so to speak. They very often do that just at the beginning. Like the first episode is that super brutal and gory fight with blood spilling all over and a person's massacred face being shown in the camera and pools of blood on the floor just to drive the viewer in, and the rest of the series is, you know, slice, 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 and the enemy just falls over without a drop of blood on them. Not quite bait and switch, but kinda. In the case of this series, it's not, I guess, that important and that big of a deal because ultimately it's cute girls doing cute things. So you aren't like supposed to be looking for those gory and brutal fights in it. And also, quite frankly, because you can't really expect um, that degree of production quality from the show, which kind of hurts to say, but yeah, it's not the kind of a show who would bother drawing a wound on someone past like the first episode. Hmm. Yeah, again, I wonder how is the source material about this fight and about other encounters like this. Marketplace is so flooded with them. Yeah, we don't have any need. Now, did she flood the marketplace herself, or is it his own doing? I wonder. I can buy 10 of them. Yeah, I can appraise them, but it's gonna take time. Did you take out the debt from some nasty people? Spot on. Spot on. Have your 3 shillings and get the fuck out of my store. What became of that merchant? Hopefully he's still alive. Yeah, maybe. There certainly is a lot running a business. Ophelia bought the fangs. That's good. She recouped some of the cost. And what is this face? This Sarasa blob. She's just dissolving into a blob right now. Looking like a moomin troll. What you gonna do with the money? I'll use part of it to help out the alchemists who are the victims. Yeah, they'll listen to plenty of unreasonable requests, so now it is her who's exploiting the young alchemists. Flexible glove sales, other sales, ingredient purchases, ingredient sales. Um, okay, ingredient purchases, that was almost the most. No, not quite. Frostfang Bat Frostfang Bat Fang purchases was the most. Frostfang Bat Fang sales. She made quadruple the amount of money selling those fangs. Then yeah, she quadrupled the amount of money she spent. and 6 million of the loan, and she's still in the green. Debt payment from Iris and Kate, donation to the orphanage, again it appears, and labor costs. Labor costs probably paying Iris, Kate, and Loria, I think. The bestseller seems to be flexible gloves. Interesting. Triple the amount that potions bring. And that's it. And that is it indeed. That was episode 8. And another episode that was very single issue, I guess you could say. But I don't mind it. I honestly don't mind it at all. I just wonder where the series as a whole is going, though. Right? Because it's like way past halfway through the season, 3/4 through the season, even you could say. And we still don't really know where it. No, not 3/4, 2/3 through the season. And we don't really know where it's headed, or at least I don't know where it's headed. We have a lot of like villain of the week or issue of the week kind of episodes, but no like overarching storyline. Now, I do realize that ultimately it is a cute girls doing cute things show, and those rarely do have a coherent, overarching storyline, especially not in the first season. If anything, such a storyline might be introduced later on. But I wonder where it's going. Not in like a sense where I'd be worried about it, or I would not like that it's a seasonal, it's a weekly issue show. But I'm just curious. I'm just curious because I honestly can't see many possibilities. Sarasa going through her books is this like overarching plot, right? Progressing through the stones until she reaches the last one and creates Philosopher's Stone or whatever. But that's something that probably won't come into play in the first season. It's a very overarching plot, like a whole series overarching. The final chapter of the final volume will be Sarasa making the whatchamacallit, the Philosopher's Stone, right? It's not gonna happen in the second volume of the light novel. Besides that, we have Sarasa, of course, growing as an alchemist, but it's a very vague thing. We see her fighting some dragon in the opening. I wonder if that's going to be the finale, where she goes to fight a dragon. That's going to be a little anticlimactic, if that is the case, unless there is a bit more to that. Because the main appeal of this series, to me at least right now, is this whole business aspect, not the fighting monsters, but all that manipulating the market a little bit, figuring out new things to sell, what sells well, what doesn't sell well, creating business partnerships, all that kind of stuff. So I would hope that it continues. I would hope that she doesn't get to kill the demon lord in the final episode, right? Uh, I wonder. As far as this episode is concerned, again, it was cool. I don't mind it. It brought some actual like plot and story, I guess you could say, as compared to the previous episode, where previous episode was sure plenty of those flashbacks that gave us insight into Sarasa and Ophelia, but it was mostly just Sarasa worrying. And that's essentially it. Just Sarasa worrying about the broken chain. Meanwhile, this episode had like a coherent and cohesive, self-contained story to it, which is great. We do need episodes like that. Also, it again brought us into the world of business, of market manipulation, right? You could draw parallels to like stock manipulation. That's been so, so so cool to do back in the days. I mean, people still are doing that, right? Diamond hands, Dogecoin to the moon, and all that. Buying things for a lot of money to drive up the prices. And then when the prices are up and everybody starts wanting to sell, the prices quickly drop. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I did like it overall. I don't know what to expect because again, we don't really have an overarching story. We have a couple of guns on the mantle of the fireplace ready to fire, but they aren't firing quite yet. So I'm waiting for when and if that happens. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's cool. It's cool. It's a perfect, like, I don't want to say low effort series, but it's one of the series that doesn't require a lot from me to watch as compared to, I don't know, Madoka Magica that required me to be, fully in gear after coming back, preferably after coming back straight from a walk so that my head is clear. I would have to take a shower, eat something, drink something, and then sit down and brace myself for Madoka. This is the opposite of that. I can just sit here in the morning with a cup of coffee and have fun watching some cute girls doing cute alchemy. And it's great. It's great. I'm enjoying myself. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling right now and end it here. But maybe you have something more to ramble about. Maybe you have something more to say, particularly about the questions that I had. How did the encounter with bandits go in the source material? If you have that stuff to say, comments down below. Leave a comment down there. What did you think of this episode? My reaction, my theories, stuff like that. No spoilers, please. I beg of you. Don't spoil the fun for me and for people who watch those videos. If you do want to talk spoilers, Discord is here, also link in the description. Join it. There's a channel made specifically for this anime where you can go and post spoilers to your heart's content because Discord supports spoiler tags. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to be notified of future releases of not only Management of Novice Alchemist, but also Tensei Shitaraken Deshita, Symphogear Axis, Arcanite's Prelude to Dawn, Gundam Witch from Mercury, and other shows, including, yes, Madoka Movie and Madoka Magica, the spin-off Magia record that I'm gonna be recording soon-ish, probably during Christmas. And what else? I also stream sometimes, so you might want to click the bell to be notified when I do go live. Support me if you want monetarily. Patreon Throne links are in the description below. On Patreon for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonals like Symphogear, like Madoka, like other non-seasonal shows, and for just $1 a month you get early access to some of the seasonals. If I'm behind and I'm ahead one episode, those will be going there. And also a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. That's also what you get for just a single $1 a month. On Throne, you can pitch in directly towards my purchase of better gear, better software, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word. It does help the channel a whole lot. So, with all that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. And as always, you guys do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers. And here's the list of my current patrons. And you can be one of them if only such is your desire.